Pixie Greatorex has set up speed dating Shropshire. Now, speed dating is not a new thing. Speed dating in Shropshire, it seems, certainly done the way Pixie does it, is a new thing. And one of the things that Pixie's doing is age group related speed dating. So she's doing speed dating for, under 45s, that kind of thing. But then from then on, as you work up the age groups, she's kind of dividing it into 10-year clusters. A couple of weeks ago, I went along to Parkhouse Hotel in Shifnal, which is where Pixie's done all her events so far. As you'll hear, she's going to be doing some more in other places. And so I asked Pixie, first of all, how on earth she got into doing this?
This idea I've had for 5 years. So what happened was I was single on and off for a while, and I wanted to go speed dating. And the only option I had was to go to a city where I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. So I did, and because they finish at 10:30, 11, I had to get on the train on my own, because you're single, so that's why you're going. You're not necessarily going with all your friends. And I didn't feel safe, and I thought, I don't want to do that again. But what a shame that there's no option in like a nice country hotel for me, and there wasn't. So I waited, and I thought, no one's going to do this, and there's a huge gap in the market, and I feel like I've narrowed that down, and I just thought, I'm doing it. And literally overnight, I'd got a brand, I'd got an idea, I was like, right, we're doing this. And that's
just like that.
Yeah, that's what happened.
What drew you to speed dating in the first place? You personally, what made you want to go speed dating as opposed to trying any other method of
I tried online dating, and it's horrendous. Like, I just had no luck with it. And this is a tale as old as time, isn't it? I think you've probably heard this. People ghost you, they're not who they say they are. It's not the safest way to meet someone. People don't look anything like their 10-year-old pictures. There's a thing called kitten fishing. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Kitten fishing?
Yeah, you'll have heard of
cat fishing, yes. Kitten fishing, no.
So cat fishing is like where you completely pretend to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Kitten fishing is where you change one or two things. So if you're a bit shorter, you say you're a bit taller. If you're a bit bigger, you'll say you're a bit smaller, and you'll change like your job or things like that. So it's not a huge catfish, but it's a kitten fish.
Right.
So I found that quite a lot, and then you'd waste so much time interacting online to then meet up and be really like disappointed, really. And sometimes the connection when you're texting is completely great, and then you meet and there's nothing. So I was fed up of that. So I thought, I want to meet people in person. I want to meet them all in one night. It's efficient. And hopefully I'll have a bit more luck. So, yeah, that's...
So how's it worked out for you, first of all, let alone anybody else?
I liked it. I got a few matches. One with a doctor, which was nice.
Yeah.
Didn't work out to be a relationship, but it was a positive experience. I didn't like the setting. It was in a bar. I felt a bit like people were looking at me because it was in the middle of a bar where other people weren't taking part and things like that. So that wasn't positive. But I've taken all of that and turned that all on its head, and everything I didn't like I've tried to combat, and the feedback says that, so I think I'm doing a good job.
How does it work? Who sits where? What happens?
I'll talk you through from the beginning. So when people arrive, they get given their name badge. They can put their own name on, because some people like to use an alias, which is fair enough if you have a very recognisable name, like Pixie. So they get to write their name badges, and then the ladies come to this bar in here, and the gentlemen go to the other bar.
Right.
So in this venue, we're very lucky that we can separate everybody to stop that prejudgment, because I don't like that.
Oh, I see. Right,
I know, I'm a bit bossy. And do you know what? That's gone down really well. I wasn't sure on how that would be perceived, because the first one we mixed everybody.
Yes.
And the second one and this one we're separating.
Right.
Which is good. So once everyone's arrived, the ladies will sit in their seat. Everybody has a number on their lanyard, on their name badge. So if you're a lady with number 1, you sit at table number 1. If you're number 13, you sit at number 13. And they're all seated and ready. And we bring the gents in.
Yeah.
They also have a number on their lanyard. So they will go and find the table that corresponds to that number.
Right.
So they start there.
Okay.
And then we ring the bell. Shall I ring the bell?
Yeah. There's the bell. Yeah.
And that starts the date. So it's 4 minutes.
Right.
To have a chat. There's some questions on the table, so if people get a little bit nervous, they can just pick up the card or open the jar and read some questions.
Yeah.
And they have a little date, and then once that date's complete, we ring the bell again. and everyone makes notes about the person privately on their clipboards, and they say whether they want to see them again. So you tick yes or you tick no. We make our way around all the dates, have a few breaks, a bit of a drink in the middle where you buy a cocktail, and then at the end of the night they hand me their scorecards, and then I have the lovely job of matching people like Cilla Black. And that is my favourite part, where you send everyone their matches. So that's how it plays out.
So you find out how well it's gone when you get home with all the paperwork.
That's right.
And you try and match the people who've matched. You know, if there are people who have sat opposite each other and both thought they liked each other.
Yes.
There'll be some people who it's quite likely that everyone's going to get liked by somebody.
That's right, yeah.
But they might not always get liked by someone that they like as well.
You're so right, and it's really difficult because when someone has no matches, they get really despondent, and I have to say to them, that doesn't mean no one ticked you. That means that somebody you ticked didn't tick you. That's not the same thing. Yeah. And I stress that to people, but I can imagine it doesn't feel great, but you have to focus on that you just don't know what happened in that room. No. And I don't tell people, because then if you do sort of start doing that, it's 5 times the admin, and I just don't think it's necessary.
No, it's not, you don't want it to be like job interviews where they say, can I have some feedback after? No.
Yes.
It could probably help you, but you don't have time for that.
No, and I don't always think it's helpful either to sort of what ifs, really. But
do the women sit at the same table the whole time?
That's right, yeah.
Right, okay.
They love that, you know.
Do they?
Yeah, I've had a lot of feedback. That's why I came, because I get to have a table and the men.
Oh, really?
But I think it's quite old-fashioned, and I like it.
Yeah.
I'm bringing back old-fashioned love, you know.
Yes. Yeah. Is that how you see it? Is that your thing?
I do, actually. I think we've gone too far the other way. For not most, that's not fair. A lot of people like online dating, but for a lot of people, we've gone too far. And this is people. This is the nuances that you miss. So when you're in person, the way someone laughs, the way they chat, you know, the way they move, that can be really attractive, and you never see it. You just swipe online and that person's gone forever. Yeah,
you got one still picture, and it's just like, do I like this person or not?
And a set of criteria about what they must be. I spoke to a lady actually today, it was really interesting. She said, my questions aren't about what they do for work. I said, tell me more. She's like, I want to know what makes them tick, who their favourite people are in their life. And I was like, so you're matching on values?
Yes.
Which is not what we do online, is it?
No, it isn't, no. How much of that can you gather in 4 minutes sitting opposite somebody?
That's a great question. Now, the 4 minutes comes from my best friend of 30 years, who we had this joint idea. She's a psychologist, so she's busy now.
Oh, right.
And I asked her, and she said, well, science says. I was like, all right. Science says you need 4 minutes to know whether you've got an attraction to someone. And I thought, okay. And then you find the rest out, I guess, if you go on a second date.
Right.
So you probably can't find out everything, but that's where asking the right questions comes in, isn't it?
What are the right questions?
I think value-based. If it was me, I would want to know, you know, how do you spend your ideal weekend? Because then I'd know, would I want to spend that weekend with you?
Yes, exactly.
See what I mean? It's not like, what do you do for a living? Because you can't. That tells you something about someone, but it doesn't tell you whether you'd want to spend a Saturday with them.
No, it doesn't. No.
And I set myself apart from other speed dating companies because I choose this venue, this posh, lovely country hotel. I'm not willing to compromise on that. And I've had a lot of venues approaching me saying, can you do one here? And I have to make an assessment as to whether that goes too far from my USP, like my sort of what's different about this and where people feel safe. Like, you've had the email from me, and it actually has a safety sentence for men and a safety sentence for women. So if anyone feels unsafe, they say that random sentence I sent them, and we immediately know they want to speak to me, and it's a concern, and we wouldn't leave them alone. Sure. And then we offer to, you know, if anyone wants to be escorted out at the end of the night, we do that. So I feel like this venue supports that mission. It's
interesting that you've thought about that, if you like, that you thought that I need to do this, and you've put that kind of safeguarding in practice
for men and women.
Yeah,
because I don't think men deserve to feel any less safe, you know. And you just don't know these days, people.
No, exactly.
And you could have somebody come and their ex is in the room and they don't feel safe.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, we've had it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Already? Wow.
Work colleagues, all sorts. And they're like, I didn't know you were coming here. Well, I have my 2 sons helping me out. So one's nearly 20 and is single. Any single ladies listening, and the other's 16, and they are such an asset to this. I didn't anticipate that they would be so good, but they like, especially the younger one, he works in hospitality already, and he floats around this room chattering away. And,
Really?
Oh, the ladies think he's wonderful.
I'm amazed that your 16-year-old, your younger son, kind of glides around effortlessly making everything, because put me in a situation like this when I was 16, I was actually catching myself. Frankly, I had no idea what I'd done.
I don't know how he does it, to be honest. I didn't have his confidence at 16, but the ladies think he's wonderful. And they're, do you know what? They're so switched on. They'll go and tell people about like the disco we've got coming up in March, and oh, you're coming to the disco, and I hadn't even thought about mentioning the disco. And they're just, and my other son runs his own business, so he's very like switched on, and he's the one that sits with the bell making the notes about what I've done wrong. Yeah. What we could do this better, Mum. And I'm like, all right, don't tell me on event day ever.
No.
But
No. I can wait.
Exactly. They learn that quickly, that don't drop negatives on. And that's the thing with events. If somebody drops one negative on you in the middle of the night, it's all you think about.
Do you want to get repeat business, or is the aim for people not to have to come speed dating anymore?
I would like them to get matches. I had somebody phone me yesterday to tell me that they're now in a relationship from the first one.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've gone and bought my hat. Waiting for my invite, waiting for our first baby to come along. No, ideally I'd like people to meet people, but do you know what? One of the most beautiful things that's happened that I didn't expect is that I've built this community. Because we are, like, as single people, quite a forgotten community.
Yes.
There's a lot for relationships and couples and things to do and families. There's not really anything for single people.
No.
And I didn't intentionally build a community. I started a Facebook group and a page, and what I've found is I've attracted a community, and they're so nice. And they're so grateful to have these events. And so the disco, they're all like talking, are you coming to the disco? And it's like they've met friends as well.
Right.
And a lot of the girls, they get on so well. And if people match and it doesn't proceed anywhere, I found that a lot of them stay friends. It's beautiful.
And they didn't necessarily know each other before they came
They
to
didn't
the
know
event.
each other. Yeah. A couple of the girls would have, but then they take the other girls under their wings. I say girls, women, really.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
They take each other under their wing, and what unites everyone is that they are single. And I say, don't come to my events and my discos and bring your spoken for friends. This is not for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places for spoken for friends. And that is what it is. We're attracting and we're repelling. We're attracting people that want to be part of this community. And that's such a lovely thing to watch. I can't quite believe it. I'm like, oh.
I can imagine it must be.
It's beautiful. It's a gift that you can give people, that opportunity. You're giving a gift of an opportunity, aren't you?
It's strange, given that there are so many single people, that there are so few people catering to single people in that way.
I think if you go into the cities, you've got that being catered for. I know there's a good company in Birmingham that do a lot of speed dating events, and they seem to be doing it for a long time. So they're obviously, meeting the needs of the single community there. But in rural areas, it's just not a thing. And that's why I think it's attracting so many people, because it doesn't exist. And I looked for it myself, so I know it, and I looked a lot, so I know. I was like a spy. I was like, there's got to be something. Year after year, someone will have done it now. Nope, just not.
Does doing it in a rural area, does doing it in Shropshire differ from how it is in cities? Are there differences in attitudes, or are people looking for, expecting different things?
It's quite hard for me to answer that because I haven't done both. So I would be guessing, so let's have a think. I find cities faster paced. Shropshire's got its own unique little way, hasn't it?
Yes.
Which is a lovely way, by the way. I've been here since I was 11, and it's quite a slower paced. People are willing to take their time. That's the impression I get anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas I think with this city dating, it's very boom, quick, in, out, and whereas I think what I'm getting the feeling of is people want to take their time to get to know someone, and I think there's a difference, but I couldn't say
exactly
definitely.
what it is.
What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think you're absolutely right about the pace of life and how people approach life in Shropshire, that it's less frenetic than it is in cities.
Yeah.
Possibly because in cities you've got so much more going on that you end up running around trying to go to so many different things.
Yeah. And also I think it's probably easier to have friends in a city because there's so many more people, and you're likely to have a job that involves being in the city, whereas I think it's a little bit more isolating. I suppose the older you get as well, it can be more difficult to meet people. A lot of the dating companies are faceless, so they don't put themselves front and centre of it, and it's all images and
Yes.
And that was one thing I was scared about. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to put myself at the front of it because people buy from people and trust is so important in this game. And it was scary because people can be horrible online, really nasty.
Have you
but
had
I've
that?
not, no.
Oh, right. Good.
I'm expecting it, but I haven't had it. I mean, there's one or two people that you remove from the group because they're not the right vibe.
Yes.
Or they've said something and you just think, what? You've got to go. Because I'm trying to create a community now. I'm trying to, jump on the fact that we have accidentally done that.
Yeah.
And keep everybody feeling safe and
Yes.
included. So my personal brand, I do a lot of video marketing because that's my bag. And people feedback that made them come to the event or the information. I over-deliver on information.
Yes.
So you don't want to be on my page if you don't like that. But that's what sets it apart. It's like, oh, they'll come through the door and like, hi Pixie. I'm like, never met you, but I love that you know me. Hi. And it's lovely. People feel very safe.
It makes you feel good, I can tell.
Oh, I love it. You can I'm beaming, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
I love my business. It's a beautiful thing to do. Love is great. If you can get it right.
Pixie Greatorex of Speed Dating Shropshire. Search online for Speed Dating Shropshire and you'll find what she does. I will put links to her website and her Facebook page on the programme page for this episode of Hello You, the Shropshire podcast.